Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming to you with another book review, and I am reviewing The Leftovers by Tom Perrotta. I picked this book up sometime in the middle of last year because I saw somebody who hauled it, and I can't remember who it was. But somebody had it in their book haul, and they gave the synopsis of it from the blurb on the inside jacket, and it sounded interesting. And at that point, I was not really supposed to be buying books, but I went to Barnes & Noble, and it was in the bargain bin for $6, hardback. So I went ahead and picked it up. And it took me until now to really read it because I had heard that it was turned into a TV show. And so I said, well, I need to go ahead and read that so that I can watch the show. Well, then I heard that the show really doesn't follow the book. So I said, well, I still want to read the book before I watch the show, but I don't want to have my idea of what it should be changed or impacted by the show. I have not gone and done a search to see who has read it and reviewed it on BookTube. I didn't read many of the reviews on Goodreads until after I finished reading it. So I just read some of the more in-depth reviews on Goodreads that had some spoilers in it. Before that, I just went through and checked out people's star ratings. So I will be going on YouTube after recording this to see what the other reviews on YouTube are like, if they mimic what is on Goodreads or not. This book got a lot of negative reviews, and I think for the ones that I read, they were from people who watched the show and then decided to read the book. And then there were a few who just didn't like it, period, hadn't watched the show. But I really enjoyed this book. It follows the entire town of Mapleton as it deals with life after what some believe to be the rapture, some don't believe it to be the rapture, but people just up and disappeared in the thin air. No one knows what happened. For those who have a faith base, it's the rapture happened and I missed it. What do I do now? And for those who don't have a faith base, they call it the sudden departure. And they still have many of the same struggles that those with the faith base do have. Now that these people are gone, what do I do? And so it really follows what happens when these people are trying to make do with what they have left. I kept thinking as I was reading that this is kind of like a social experiment. What kind of groups will form as a result of this happening? And you have a few groups that are fanatic extremists. There are some who feel if this is the rapture, then basically we only have 7 more years on this earth. So there's no point in getting attached to anything because in 7 years, we're all going to be dead anyway. Then there are those who feel that if it was just a sudden departure, a sudden event, we don't know what happened, but we're going to attempt to continue living life as best as we can and move on from this. All of these elements, and basically what people are looking for is this great resolution to what has become a huge world issue, because the disappearances didn't just happen in Mapleton, it happened all over the world, but we're only given a view inside of Mapleton. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I think it's very well written. It doesn't feel like you are reading somebody's story. It feels like you are experiencing the story with them. So when Kevin, who is the mayor of Mapleton, is speaking, it's like Kevin is speaking to you versus the narrator telling you what Kevin feels and thinks. And that's how it is with all of the characters. And what they don't know, you don't know. And in a book that is based on something like the rapture happening and those who are left behind and don't know what happened, that makes all the difference in the world. So if you're interested in reading it, I would definitely suggest picking it up. It is worth the read in my opinion. If you differ in that opinion, put it below. Dee Dee, you said you were going to read this and you wanted to know how I liked it. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed it. I will say I did not care for the ending. Once you get to the end, you're kind of like, I want some more, but there's no more to be had. So that was kind of disappointing, but I really did enjoy this story. If you have read this, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And that's really all that I have to say about it. And so I'm going to stop right there. And you all have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Peace out.